Attempting to make a commercial game all on my own is extremely daunting, and so I asked you guys directly for feedback on how I could improve my game. And wait, what? Frog Army? What does that even... Okay, before we get ahead of ourselves and create some awesome new spells and ideas from you guys, I really need to fix my UI and tell you guys about some gameplay features I've been working on in the dark. So to keep it short, I threw my entire UI in the garbage and moved over to a nice clean design with a brand new mana system. Now, instead of every card having a mana consumption from 10 to 100 and having to do trigonomic functions every time you need to make a decision on casting spells, we now have a mana crystal system where you can collect up to 5 at a time, which can be used to cast spells. It looks much cleaner now, and personally, I think a system based on gaining crystals on enemy loot is much more entertaining over watching a number scale to infinity. The second thing I needed to fix before designing new spell ideas was making the Knight an actual playable class. We currently have the Wizard class, focused on spellcasting and ranged abilities. However, the Knight class was also introduced a couple devlogs ago, but currently I just slapped him in the game, and this is my current attack animation. Yeah, it's pretty bootleg. So to fix it, I gave the Knight an actual sword swing animation and a hitbox visual component to damage enemies. Lastly, every class has a specific special ability, and while the Knight's playstyle is focused on low mana costs and card comboing, basically every time you use a card, your character is going to do a large slice, dealing increased damage, and this will also reset his auto attack timer, so you can basically use a double slash pretty much every time you're using a card. And that's pretty much it. The Knight is now an actual playable class that we can use with some cards that I've added in the deck. Alright, so on to what you've been waiting for, turning your crazy ideas into reality, starting with the highly requested Frog Army spell. You guys spammed me all stream long, so we now have a maximum mana card called Frog Army, where you summon dozens of frogs, which will sacrifice for your honor. So clearly that didn't work, but with a little tweak into the code, we get our first summoning spell card in the game. Next up was the idea of time distortion, so introducing the spell that stops time. Oh, yeah, that's not it, no. Guys, come back! Okay, let's try that again. Introducing the time manipulation spell, Time Warp, to give yourself an upper hand in freezing all enemies on screen for a few seconds. This spell can be very handy for setting up traps or just unloading damage on the front line without any consequences. For some reason, you guys really liked summoning armies of things, so creating a similar spell to Frog Army, we have the Bees. To make things a little different from just jumping out into the enemies and dealing damage, the spell will not do nearly as much damage as the Frog spell, but it will leave a nasty sting, burning all opponents left alive that were stung by one of the bees. And last but not least, the most requested of them all, you guys really wanted a rock for some reason. So yeah, I added a rock that falls from the sky and crushes your enemies. Anyway, I had a blast using your ideas to create some cool new spells, but just wanted to mention that I have now moved my company's website over to boundlessgames.fun to help distinguish my site in the gaming community, which actually I have a discount code below for any game developers looking to start a new website of their own. I've also been throwing around ideas for the name of the game, which I will be announcing in the next devlog along with the game's official Steam page. Please make sure to drop some awesome spell ideas in the comment section below, as you may get featured in the next episode. Now, for my developers watching, if you feel stuck in your current job and want to make the switch to a career in tech, but maybe the cost or time commitment of going to a college for 4 years isn't something you feel is for you, the sponsor of today's video, Kenzie Academy, has got you covered. Kenzie Academy is a bootcamp style program from Southern New Hampshire University that gets you job ready in as little as 9 to 12 months of schooling. From jobs in cybersecurity, web development, UX design, and software engineering, there is a wide variety of courses you can take to find a good paying entry-level job in. There's even a job-seeking platform that you can directly connect with companies that are hiring and apply for specific positions at. This is a great opportunity to minimize the time and money you need to get started in the ever-expanding tech industry we all know and love. Click the link in my description to learn more about Kenzie Academy's programs and land that job that will make you feel accomplished.